All right, students, today you're going to need pages 427 through 431 tore out of your book, and this is about nets. Now, a net is not like a fish net. It doesn't have holes in it. A net simply means the picture of a 3D shape laid out flat. So nets, I'm going to put up here in parentheses, are flat. So we are going to use our imagination today, because it's very hard for me to show you this with the machinery that I have. But we're going to take this box of dog biscuits and we're going to cut it at a seam, like say cut it right down here and cut it right down here and lay that piece over. The top looks like it's already cut. So then this piece will be laying over, and then there will be this piece, and then there will be a bottom, and then that other side we're going to cut down that there and that other side back there at the back, and we're going to lay that out. So we're going to slice these corners down on 4 corners, slice them all the way down to the bottom of the box, and then we're going to lay this thing out flat. Now, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but I do this a lot of times because I order my horse feed and my dog food from online, and they deliver it to my house, and I have lots of boxes to deal with. And I don't like trying to haul boxes to the dump, so I cut them apart, and the easiest way to cut them apart is to do what I'm doing, showing you to do right here, and then fold them up. And I can get about 5 or 6 boxes folded up and inside one box and get it all compressed. So what they're wanting you to do is see what the shape looks like. Can you cut that apart and then redraw it on a piece of paper flat? Okay, so here's where we're going to put that picture of that flat object. All right, now I'm going to have to be going back and forth here for you to see this, but I'm going to slice down all 4 of these, and then this whole thing is going to lay out flat. So I'm going to take this piece, which is a 12, if that's 12, this is 12, so it's a 16 by 12. And hey, let's back up a little bit. Before we do this, do you realize that there's a top and there's a bottom, and they match? So I'm going to have a top and I'm going to have a bottom, and they should be the same size on my drawing. This side where the dog face is, I call that the front. I'm going to have a front, and there's going to be a back there, and it's going to match in size. So I'm going to have a front and I'm going to have a back. And then I'm going to call this the left side over here, and this is the right side, because this is left and this is right. So I'm going to have a left and I'm going to have a right. Now, these should match in size, these should match in size, and these should match in size when I get through drawing them down here. So I'm going to refer right there. We're going to do the top size first, because we're going to slit all these and we're going to lay it out, and this is going to be laying like way over here. And it's going to be 16 by 4. 16 by 4. So I'm going to count off 16, and I'm going to kind of work from the middle of my drawing down here so I make sure I got plenty of room. So I'm going to put me a little mark about where I think the middle is. And I'm going to go 8 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that should be 16 between here and here. So let's double count it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I'm going to draw me a line that is 16 units long. Now you got to get this right. You need a ruler, and you need to make this correct and straight. Now if I look at this piece, this top part is a 16 by 4. Okay, so now I need to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need to draw those straight lines. And I'm going to pause here in a minute and let you catch up to where I am, because you should be doing this, and you should be doing it in pencil. And you go ahead and close that up so that you can see that this is a 16 by 4. And I'm going to even put it on there. This is a 16 by 4. Now, when we get finished, this is a 16 by 4. That the check mark that I put up there, we just did that one. Okay? So, catch up to where I am. Okay, now then we're gonna go to a piece that's adjacent to that. We're gonna do this front side. We did the top. Now we're gonna do this piece. So I'm gonna put a check mark on his face. It's a 16 by 12. Well, my 16's running this way, so this needs to run 12 this way. So count off 12. I believe it's going to be right there. Let me double check that. Okay, I believe that's right. And so I need a line going straight down. You need to be as careful and get it as good as you can. And then we'll connect these. And we're going to label them as we go. Okay, so when we did this piece, that was the top. And now this is a 16 by 12, and this is the front. And you could even say with the dog face. The dog face. Okay? All right, let's go back and look at our picture now, because we're going to go around. So this is connected to this piece, which is connected to the bottom underneath there, and I can't really check mark the bottom, but I'm going to do the bottom next, and it is a 16 by 4. Yes? Okay, so I need another 16 by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I've got the bottom piece done. And I can't check mark it off because there's no place to put my check mark. So this is a 4 and this is a 4. And this is the bottom that it's sitting on. Okay, so we've done this piece and this piece and the piece underneath. Okay, now let's go put the back on it. The back is back there. The back is back there where you can't see it, but it's the same size as the front, which was a 16 by 12. So now I need to go 12 over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this takes a minute. This stuff doesn't go fast. Take your time and get it right. Okay, now which piece did we just do? The back. The back that we can't see. It's opposite the dog face. So we've done this one, the one on the bottom we can't see, and the one on the back that we can't see. Okay, the only thing left for us to do are the two side pieces. Okay, so I'm saying if I slip this right here, then it is, and laid it down on its side, just leaned it over to the right and laid it down, it would be attached to my bottom plate. Okay? And it's a 4 by 16. excuse me, a 4 by 12. Okay, so I got a 4 by 12, so it needs to be attached. Just a minute. Okay, so I need a 4 by 12, and it's going to have to come out this way and this way. Okay, so I need to come out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I barely have enough room. So I need to come out this way, and this is going to be my left and my right. And I need to come out 4 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4. Now, empty boxes are easy to find. Find them in the dumpster, find them at home. There's all kinds of, okay? So now then, if that was my front, then this would be my left, and this would be my right side. And we've split the box apart. We have unfolded it, laid it out flat, and there's what it looks like. Now, this lesson has to do a lot with spatial reasoning, knowing what something's going to look like when it's unfolded or not put together, okay? Now, we could have started with a different side, and if we had started with a different side, our picture would have looked a little different. But when you're finished, you have to have a top and a bottom, a front and a back, and a left and a right, somewhere on there. And it needs to be connected, like this is all connected. So if I had started laying this side out first, my picture would have looked a little different, but all the dimensions and pieces would have been the same. So, I'll focus on math practice. Is there another way? Sure there is. It depends on which side you start with. And I started with the top. I could have started with the front. Okay, turn the paper over when you're finished with that. The key to doing this is knowing there's two things that are the same size, a top and a bottom. Another two, and there's 6 sides total. 6 sides total. These have the same dimensions, these have the same dimensions, these have the same dimensions, and there's 6 total sides on every box. Okay, so let's look at a little vocabulary here. A polyhedron, new word, is a 3-dimensional, that means 3D, solid figure made of flat polygon-shaped surfaces called faces. The line segment where 2 faces intersect is called an edge, and the point where several edges meet is called a vertex. Okay, so here's an edge. I'm going to do the edges in green. Here's an edge. 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 An edge. An edge. An edge. And an edge. And an edge. Okay? We should have counted those as we went. Let's count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top. So that's up to 12. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. So, what I say? 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical ones. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 times 4 is, there's 12 edges. Okay, let's talk about vertices. Vertices is plural for vertex. There is, let's put a pink dot for the vertices. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 vertices. Faces. Faces means side plates. How many did I tell you there was on a box? There's a front and a back, a left and a right, and a top and a bottom. So there is 6 faces. I'm going to check mark them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the front one here is 5, and the side one is 6. Okay, so there's 6 faces. Now, I don't like where they mark the base, because the base does not have to be what it's sitting on. The base is whatever the shape is when you look down on it from top to bottom, and it's the same all the way down. So this top plate could actually be called a base. And see what it says up here? The top and the bottom of the prism are called the bases. So this is a base, and this down here is a base. So there's actually 2 bases. And we'll put that in orange. There's 2 bases. Top and bottom. Okay? Polyhedron. 3D figure made up. So a polygon was a 2D figure. Okay, so a polygon is 2D, 2-dimensional, it's flat. A polyhedron is got polygons all around it, but it is 3D. And you know what a 3D movie is when you wear those funky glasses and it looks like they're coming off the stage and coming out in the audience with you. It gives it more dimension. That's all 3D is. Okay? We have faces, we have vertex, we have edge, and we have bases. All right, prisms. I want you to look at the difference between a prism and a pyramid. Compare the green ones to the orange ones. Okay? The green ones look the same. If I was standing over it and looking down on it, it looks the same all the way down. Yes? And we name it by what it's sitting on. When it's sitting like that, this is a rectangle. See, it's sitting on a rectangle. Or the top is a rectangle. Okay? So, it's a rectangular prism. Here's the definition. Prisms have polygonal faces. They have 2 identical parallel polygon-shaped bases. So this top and this bottom are parallel to each other. And prisms are named by the shape of their base. So this is a rectangular prism and this is a triangular prism. And all that means is they got straight sides, they look the same all the way down. Okay? Now look at pyramid. The base of a pyramid is the face opposite the vertex. See, it's got a flat surface on this side and a point on this side. So it's a face opposite the vertex where the triangular faces meet, and we name it by the flat surface. So this is a square, it's sitting on a square, pyramid because it comes to a point, P point. Triangular pyramid, it's sitting on a triangle and it comes to a point. Okay, so pyramids have 1 base, not 2, and pyramids are named by the shape of their base, and all the other faces of the pyramids are triangular. Okay, so even on a square pyramid, this face is a triangle, a triangle, a triangle, a triangle. It has 4 triangular faces. On this triangular pyramid, it's got a triangle, triangle, triangle. It has 3 faces. It's called a triangular pyramid. Okay, new terminology. Classify the solid figure. Well, it's 3D, so it's a polyhedron. Yes, it's a polyhedron because it has, it's 3D. It's 3D. Okay, it looks like it's sitting on a square, so it is a square, comes to a point, pyramid. Pyramid. Okay, polyhedron, it's 3D, it's a square pyramid. We say the shape of the base first, then we say whether it's a pyramid or a prism second. All right, look at example 2. Now, what they want to do is they want us to take a net. They want us to, in our minds, fold it up, put it together, and tell us what it's going to be. Or tell them what it's going to be. So it says we want to identify a solid figure from a net. We don't want to have that. We want to be able to come up with this by looking at that. Okay, so to identify a solid figure, determine the number of types of faces in the net. Well, we have, look what they used, same words I use. We have a top and a bottom that are the same size. We have a front and a back that's the same size, and a left and a right that's the same size. So when we fold this up, it's going to be a box. Is it going to be a square box or a rectangular box? Well, if the top and the bottom is a rectangle, it's going to be a rectangular prism because it's going to look the same all the way down. Okay? All right, look at example 3. How can you draw a net of a rectangular prism that has a height of 2 units and bases that are 4 units long and 2 units wide? Well, it looks to me like they did it here. We got 4 by 2, 4 by 2. Okay, so the top and the bottom and the front and the back are all the same size. See that? The 2 end pieces. So this is top and bottom and front and back right here. And this is just like we did that one when we first started out today. And there's steps. If you want to read through the steps, draw one base of the prism above and below the base. Draw a rectangle with the same width as the base and height of 2 units. We did all that just a little bit ago. All right, try it. Identify the solid from the net. Well, see these dotted lines? If I fold and fold and fold and bring that up, my base is going to be right there. The shape of the polygonal faces is going to be triangles. Triangle, 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 triangle. The shape of base is a triangle. So this is the net of a triangular, change the word just a little bit, and it's a pyramid, P-Y-R-A-M-I-D, because it's going to come to a point. And your teacher has got some of these, and hopefully they're going to let you cut some out, fold them up, and see for yourself what shapes you can make. And then you're going to have to identify, is it a prism or a pyramid? Okay. Here's your review of this lesson right here. And we're ready to go to Do You Understand? So how did I just tell you that you're going to classify and represent solid figures? We're going to use the shape of the base and decide whether it's a pyramid or a prism. We're going to name the figure by the shape of the base and whether it's a prism or a pyramid. Prism or pyramid. Prism or pyramid. Pyramids come to a point. Okay? Good example of both of those right there in 5 and 6. Across. All right, look at number 2. Explain the difference between a vertex and an edge. Vertex and an edge. A vertex is a point A vertex is a point where two or more edges meet. An edge is the line where two faces meet. An edge is a line where two faces meet. Vertex and edge, what we're describing. Okay. Number 3, explain the difference between a pyramid and a prism. A pyramid has one base. A prism has two parallel bases. Okay. Describe the net of a triangular prism. Remember, prism has two bases, and if it's triangular, it has two triangular bases and three rectangular faces. And if you're confused by that, let me show you one. Triangular prism. Here's one right here on your homework on number 12. This triangular piece and this triangular piece are your bases. See, it doesn't have to be sitting on its base. And then there's a rectangle back there, a rectangle up here, and then it's sitting on a rectangle. So it has two triangular bases and three rectangular faces. Okay. All right, let's look at number 5 and number 6. Classify the solids. Well, it has one base, so I know it's a prism, and the base the base is a triangle, so it is a triangular pyramid. Remember, anything that comes to a point is a pyramid. Number 6 is a rectangular prism. If I was standing over this, it would look the same all the way down. Okay, let's look at number 7. Looks to me like it's going to have one base, and it's going to be this dotted outline thing here in the middle, and it looks like it's a square. Those things are so small I can't count them. We're going to call it a square. So if we fold, 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 and bring all that up, it's going to come to a point. So it looks like it is a square pyramid. Square pyramid. Right there is the base. Okay? Now let's fold this up. Let's fold, 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 and fold. Looks like it has two. When I fold those and stand them up straight, they're going to be parallel. So this is going to be a prism. And it's going to be, these are my two bases, so it is a triangular prism, just like the one I showed you right here in number 12. All right, let's draw again. Hope your rulers are handy. We want to draw a net of a rectangular prism. So the top and the bottom is a rectangle. Its height is 2, its bases that are 3 long and 1 wide. Okay, so I need a, let's see, let me draw the 3D of that. And let me show you how to do this right quick. Height is 2, bases are 3 and 1. Okay, so I'm going to draw me a little rectangle. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to offset another little rectangle. And I'm going to connect those lines like that. Okay, so I've got 3 units long, I've got 1 unit wide, and 2 units high. So there's my little 3D version of that, which might help me a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to draw a 3. This is a 3 by 1. 1, 2. I'm going to do the front. 1, 2, 3 by 1. You might can do this without a ruler. I don't know. I'm going to try. And then I'm going to do the bottom, which was a 1 by 3. I'm going to go around it from the front. I just did that 3 by, oh, that should have been 3 by 2. Oop. So let me stop. This is a 1 on the bottom is a 1 by 3. So this is the bottom. Let me label it. Let's go up the back side. It's a 3 by 2. 3 by 2. 3 by 2. That's the back. Let's come across the top. I'm going to do all of those, and then I'm going to put the end pieces on there. This is a 3 by 1. 3 by 1. And that's the top. And then let's do the front. It's a 3 by 1. The front. Excuse me, it's a 3 by 2. That's where I messed up a while ago. 3 by 2. It's the front. Now I'm going to put the end pieces on it. They're 1 by 2s. So I need a 1 by 2. Here's my 1. I'm going to come out by 2 and a 1 by 2. And this is the left and the right. And no, that is not the only way to do that. But I have to have 2 pieces that are, this is 3 by 1. 3 by 1. I need 2 of those. I need 1 by 2s. I need 2 of those. And I need, let's see, this is a 3 by 2. 3 by 2, I need 2 of those. So here's a 3 by 2, a 3 by 2. Here's a 1 by 2 and a 1 by 2. Here's a 3 by 1 and a 3 by 1. We got them all accounted for, and they're all hooked together. Okay, some of you will absolutely love this lesson because you're going to like the drawing and the spatial reasoning of this. Okay? All right, what are you going to do on practice and problem solving? Well, we're going to name them, identify, so we're going to name them by looking at the 3D. We're going to identify them from looking at the net, and then we're going to work with them. Okay, once again, your teacher has all kinds of material. Got a vocabulary sheet, a reteaching sheet, practice and problem solving. I need you to get busy. This video is quite lengthy because of all the drawing. You need to have time to work, so I'm going to let you alone. And you're probably going to, seriously, some of you are going to love this lesson. Okay, and I'll see you next time.